Jay Sri Radheshyam and welcome. Namaste Gurudevaya Sarvasiddhi Pradayine Sarvamagala Rupaya Sarvananda Vidyayine. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Studying and understanding the real way. Who was this famous character, saint for almost the whole Bharat, India, and hundreds, if not 100,000s of devotees worldwide? There must be something about him. And this is what exactly we are studying here. Master and Disciple, Part 2. The point is to love God even as the mother loves her child. The chaste wife, her husband, and the worldly man, his wealth, join together these three forces of love, these three powers of attraction, and direct them all to God. Then you will certainly see Him. It is necessary to pray to Him with that longing heart. The kitten knows only how to call its mother, crying, meow, meow, or meow, meow. It remains satisfied whatever its mother puts it. And the mother cat puts the kitten sometimes in the kitchen, sometimes on the floor, and sometimes on the bed. When it suffers, it cries only, meow, meow. That's all it knows. But as soon as the mother hears this cry, wherever she may be, she comes to the kitten. It was Sunday afternoon when M came on his third visit to the master. He had been profoundly impressed by his first two visits to this wonderful man. He had been thinking of the master constantly, and of the utterly simple way he explained the deep truths of the spiritual life. Never before had he met such a man. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on a small couch. The room was filled with devotees who had taken advantage of the holidays to come to see the master. M had not yet become acquainted with any of them, so he took his seat in a corner. The master smiled, and he talked with the devotees. He addressed his words particularly to a young man of 19 named Narendranath, subsequently world famous as Swami Vivekananda, who was a college student and frequented the Brahmo Samaj. His eyes were bright, his words were full of spirit, and he had the look of a lover of God. Then if Swami Vivekananda, whose original name was Narendranath, used to visit or was part of the Brahmo Samaj, then Vivekananda knew quite well to Sri Vijay Krishna Das Goswami. Right? But we know that Vijay Krishna was also visiting often in some period of his life to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. There are so many stories, and I will be sharing here with you as well on the channel, because all these characters are quite misunderstood worldwide. But with the proper study on them, you truly realize the level of siddhas they are. We can say mystics or yogis of a higher, the top level, we're not speaking exactly as a Gaudiya Vaishnavas, but remember that not everything starts and ends with Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Many times these Siddha yogis or gurus have a big influence on the story of many Gaudiya and Vaishnavas and devotees. So that's why it's important to study the branches and the roots of the tree that we know nowadays. No? Why? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was a friend also of Sri Sri Radheshyam Sharandas Dev. They used to meet few times, at least a few times. A few stories are out there, some biographical stories when they're met. One of them is in The Life of Love by O.B.L. Kapoor, that you can find this story also in Saints of Bengal ke Saints of Bengal, or by O.B.L. Kapoor as well, and the biography of Radha Charandas Dev. So all this is connected, and somehow they have some connections. And this is the interesting thing, to know who are the characters who are around the full Leelas. You see? You know? Can you see? Or do you know what I mean? M guessed that the conversation was about worldly men who looked down on those who aspire to spiritual things. The master was talking about the great number of such people in the world and about how to deal with them. Master to Narendra: how do you feel about it? Worldly people say all kinds of things about the spirituality or the spiritually minded. But look here, when an elephant moves along the street, any number of curs and other animals, small animals, may bark and make a noise, but the elephant doesn't even look back at them. If people speak ill of you, what will you think of them? Narendra: I should think that dogs are barking at me. Master, smiling: oh no, you must not go that far, my child. Laughed: God dwells in all beings, but you may be intimate only with good people. You must keep away from the evil-minded. Apa Sampradaya, Apa Siddhanta, Apa Sangha, Asat Sangha. God is even in the tiger, but you cannot embrace the tiger on that account. Laughter again. You may say, why run away from a tiger, which is also a manifestation of God? The answer to that is, those who tell you to run away are also manifestations of God. Why should not you listen to them? Let me tell you a story. In a forest, there lived a holy man who had many disciples. One day he taught them to see God in all beings, and therefore to bow low before them all. A disciple went to the forest and gathered wood for a sacrificial fire. Suddenly, he heard an outcry. Get out of the way! Get out of the way! A mad elephant is coming! All but the disciple of the holy man took to their heels. Here reasoned that the elephant was also God in another form. Then why should he run away from it? He stood still, bowed before the animal, and began to sing its praises. The mahout of the elephant shouted, "Run away! Run away!" But the disciple didn't move. The animal seized him with its trunk, cast him to one side, and went on its way. Hurt and bruised, the disciple lay unconscious on the ground. Hearing what had happened, his teacher and his brother disciples came to him and carried him to the hermitage, with the help of some medicine, he soon regained consciousness. Someone asked him, "You knew the elephant was coming. Why didn't you leave the place?" But he said, "Our teacher told us that God himself has taken all these forms of animals as well as men. Therefore, thinking it was only the elephant God that was coming, I didn't run away." At this the teacher said, "Yes, my child. It is true that the elephant God was coming, but the Mahout God forbade you to stay there. Since all are manifestation of God, why didn't you trust the Mahout's words? You should have heeded the words of the Mahout God." Lover. It is said in the scriptures that water is a form of God, but some water is fit to be used for worship, some water for washing the face, and some only for washing plates or dirty linen. This last sort cannot be used for drinking or for worship. In like manner, God undoubtedly dwells in the hearts of all, holy and unholy, righteous and unrighteous. But a man should not have dealings with the unholy, the wicked, the impure. He must not be intimate with them. With some of them he may exchange words, but with others he should not go even that far. He should keep aloof from such people. Wow, a wonderful story here by Ramakrishna. I didn't hear this story before. It's quite simple story, but still I didn't hear it before. I like it. I like it very much. If you give me a second, I want to just mark here this story. Let me tell you a story. Here and here. Yes, let's continue. Wonderful, yes? This is the importance of hearing the word of Guru and the word of the Shastras, the Purvacharyas. They all, counting Ramakrishna, counting all gurus, all spiritual masters, and of course in Gaudiya Vaishnavism mainly, is important to know what is Sangha and what is Asat Sangha. Basically, Asat Sangha, or bad association, is the one-way ticket to hell. It means that your bhakti, your yoga, your meditation will be absolutely destroyed. Asat Sangha normally looks like a friendly place. Friendly people who has common sense, who has common taste for similar things. But here, remember that what people likes normally is opposite to what spirituality is. Kind of conversation, kind of food, kind of drinks, or other kind of vicious acts. So we must keep away from that. In one of the interviews I did here in the channel to Chandan Goswami, he said one line that I like it the most, and even I make it part of the intro for his videos. There where the truth is established, there you go and associate with them. Yeah, if the truth is not established, spiritual principles for cleaning mind and body, if those basic principles are not there, there is a satsanga. For more that it looks like a spiritual group or Vaishnava or whatever, if they are keep smoking, drinking, speaking nonsense, prayalpa, if they keep speaking ill of other people, this is absolutely a satsanga. Ask them what are the principles they are following, what are the spiritual principles they are following. And you will realize soon that it is a satsanga. You must move forward. Even if you make friendship with them, you must avoid that kind of friendship and association. Otherwise, you will be drowned by those ghosts, bhutas, demons who are living inside those people. And when I say ghosts and bhutas and demons, it's exactly that. They are entities. Entities who are inside the asatsangas, keeping the drugs and hatreds and all this kind of trolls and all this thing. This is all ghosts. They must be purified. But if they don't want to take the path, the real path, then they will never be clean. And as they are not clean, they cannot progress, because Krishna dwells only in those places that are in Shuddha Sattva. So if they are not clean, Krishna is not present, for much that they try to chant a mantra or 2 mantras. Doesn't matter. Let's continue. A devotee. Sir, if a wicked person is about to do harm, or actually does so, should we keep quiet then? Master, a man living in society should make a show of anger to protect himself from evil-minded people. But he should not harm anybody in anticipation of harm likely to be done to him. Of harm likely to be done him. So, if I am understand correct, this line, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is saying that in order to protect yourself, you can act as an angry person, or to fight for your health or your body, to protect yourself or the ones or your people, right? But it doesn't mean that you will harm somebody just because. It's not like that. Just only for protection, and this is also is part of Dharma. You can protect yourself, you can protect your family. This is correct. But not to do damage out of nothing. That is karma. Listen to a story. Some cowherd boys used to tend their cows in a meadow where a terrible poisonous snake lived. Everyone was on the alert for fear of it. One day, a brahmachari was going along the meadow. You know what? We will read this story in the next episode. I think this has been wonderful with this story, and we will stop here, right now. As always, if you enjoy the reading, do what is correct. You know what is correct? You know, you are in YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. Namaste Gurudevaya Sarvasiddhi Pradayine Sarvamagala Rupaya Sarvananda Vidyayine. Jai Mahavira Radharamana Ki Jai, Jai Nitai, Jai Gaur, Jai Sri Radheshyam. See you in the next. Jai Radhe.